things kind of leading with intention. We're looking at we're at the balcony looking down at what's going on. We're looking at the big picture. We're looking at things as a system rather than looking at each individual or each individual teacher or whoever that is, family member. Education, it's about staying curious, and we keep growing and keep learning, which I love. Again, today has been so awesome to learn and just get to experience all of you who have so many amazing accomplishments and just insight. And so that always working together, so fostering that in the culture, making sure that it's a culture of learning. And then assessment, and it's not just learning formal, it's learning from each other. And that assessment is, again, understanding the whole picture. Make sure we have data. And data isn't always just numbers, it is, let's sit down and do a focus group. One of the things I do when I first start working with the school, I do focus groups, because I need to know what's going on, and not just in numbers. I do look at all that, but I have to make sure that I'm looking at things and getting everybody's perspective. And then development, build capacity, so that we're training people to be more coach mentors. So it's that system, again, infrastructure. We need to make sure that after I leave, I want to work myself out of a job so that they can continue doing the work and they're able to foster that environment that's going to last forever. And hopefully, and I've worked with a lot of schools, I've had para-educators who say, I am so much better as a parent. And it's like, oh my gosh, that's one of the best things that I could ever hear, because it's when they're learning things, they're gonna carry over to other environments. That's great, that's so powerful, and so I love hearing that. And so again, women have unique skills, and like I said, men do too. My husband is one of them. He's very high emotional IQ. And so empathy, inclusivity, resilience, that bouncing back, because we may have gone through a lot, and again, especially if you've been through a lot of trauma. Communication, we may have some good communication. Like I said, both men and women, and that how we use it, it's when we are using empathy that helps us in our conflict resolution. So it's not just, let's just get to the solution. Let's make sure we're hearing. Active listening, what is the other person saying to me, and am I reflecting back and making sure that we're doing that? And that inclusivity actually drives innovation. So again, and all the research is clear from that. It said diversity, equity, and inclusion, and true authentic engagement of everyone, not just again on a checklist. When you have people authentically involved, they're going to be much more likely to kind of be bought in. If I say, here, you're gonna do this because I told you had to, how likely are they gonna wanna do it? They're gonna sabotage it. Whereas if we get their buy-in, no matter what I do with them, they're more likely to actually implement it. So I don't even work with schools unless they are willing to do that and look at some of the hard things. And I have a school now that I'm working with, and it's really phenomenal to see all their leadership are bought into this. It's night and day. And it's heartbreaking to see, an environment that is not buying into that. Unfortunately, we see it too many times. So I'm actually not going to go into those because I also have at the end, I have a freebie that will kind of give you more strategies and kind of go through the LEAD framework, but I didn't want to give you all the details of that, so I will have a QR code. And so, is that? I'm done. Okay. So, yes, let me get it. So, let me get to. So the thing is that you want to look at the big picture. Look at all of it. Make sure you know what's going on, not just numbers. Look at what are people feeling. Ask them. Any kind of qualitative survey, just any information that can be really helpful, and that. The LEAD framework, again, really helps us to pull those adaptive leadership skills, which you've all mentioned today. All the things you mentioned are those adaptive leadership skills. And so you can set up a strategy session with me. You can scan, and there's also a link at the bottom. And then I also, I think on the next slide, nope, it didn't. So I have another QR code that I'll get for you that is going to lead you to a freebie. It's the lead action playbook. And so that will kind of give you some of the details that I talked about today. So thank you so much.